American, the quality.
Right. Like the VA takes good care of
Dad,
him.
everyone's caught up. Everyone's caught. The whole world
Be
caught up.
careful in Philly, boy. A lot of killings there. I'm like, all right, dude. I'm good.
What's up, dude?
Holbrook.
Yo.
What's up, brother?
Dude, you didn't have to get all dressed up, man. It's casual. It's a casual thing, man.
What's up, brother? Yo, Bud Light or Murphy Stout? You got?
I brought Natty Light.
Oh, fucking.
Oh, attaboy.
What do they go for these days?
$6.50 now for a 6-pack.
Nice.
Wow, you're a little over $1 a beer.
Yeah.
Fucking A. I think I told you this the last time I saw it. When in college, we would have 2 kegs. The guys would be the Natty Light keg, and the girls we'd direct to the Natty Ice keg.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd be fuck.
Dude, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Man.
It may be right.
What's up?
Hef?
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Half dog.
Hef dog. I like
Holbrook.
it. Chris Holbrook.
Okay, Chris.
And I'm Tom. Or
Hey,
HD.
Tom.
HD on the
HD, you're the one who friended me the other day.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Hey, man.
Just give me a level real quick, and then you guys can just do whatever you guys want to do.
Am I sitting here?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool,
you.
cool. Yep. Glasses on, glasses off. I don't look like a nerd. I'm taking them off.
Yo, man.
John
Look
Lennon
awesome.
made them a staple. They all made fun, but until he started wearing those ones, he brought them into the popular American. You got bad eyes?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, they're not the worst.
Yeah. I had glasses like 17 years ago, and I still wear them, but there's like scratches in the middle.
Yeah.
My retina's off. Feels weird.
I need them to drive
just get 'em
and
up to
do
the-
work, and that's about
Yeah.
it.
So use this
Yeah,
microphone. Talk like into the top.
Condenser one. Talking down on it like this. Aim it up. Cool.
However
You
need to.
think I would know how to do this by now, but
You know, he's
I
just.
don't pay any fucking attention.
When did you guys do yours last night or Monday?
No. We
rolling?
next Tuesday.
We rolling?
Yeah, you're rolling.
All right, cool.
Yeah, whenever you guys want to, yeah, you guys, the levels are good. Perfect.
All right, good.
My tits look terrible.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
We
but
try to
like-
make all of our tits look terrible.
Yeah. Like I want the sloppiest of tits.
Yeah, make his tits look real sloppy.
That's always been like my worst physical feature.
The tits.
Man tit.
Yeah.
Take your shirt off.
No, I still don't.
No?
No, there was like one.
have solid A cups.
There was one summer where I was confident enough to do it. Like I saw a picture, I'm like, dude, it's not that bad. And then every summer after it was horrible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, when did my tits develop cellulite?
I have like upper body stretch marks, you know.
Oh, nice.
I have these things on my back too that are like inner pimples. That
Ooh,
like
cysts?
that
Are they cysts?
they've rejuvenated themselves.
Yeah.
Like because after you get them, like there they are again, fresh with a new batch of fucking.
They fill themselves
pus.
back up like a reservoir.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I just had that shit all over my face in high school.
Did you really? You had actual cyst pus?
cystic acne. Yeah.
So
dude.
instead of like, but it would be like that pus, and it
Yeah,
would
dude,
refill
I still
itself.
Scars and shit. Yeah.
Oh wait, that's actually like that phrase actually means something.
Cystic acne.
Like they're actually like
Yeah, don't
cysts?
just. Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought that was just a term for like the teenage acne.
It was.
I was on two different.
It was
types.
accelerated.
Yeah, I was on two different types of acne medicine as a kid. At
Accutane?
first, yes.
I
At
was on
first,
Accutane.
I took tetracycline from
Yeah.
Dr. Ryan over at Delaware County Memorial Hospital.
Why not?
And tetracycline's like the minor league. And then they were like, I was getting them in football practice, like along my ear pad, my helmet.
Yeah.
And I still have scars to this day there. And they're like, you need the big boy Accutane. And while I had taken Accutane, my face would get fucking flaky as shit, and I would have to put lotion on it.
It dries it out.
It dries it out. And then I was in the school play, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Of course.
And I was the Elvis impersonator. That was my role. I had a big solo and all that. I was coming out on stage and my nose starts bleeding. It's a side effect. It's a side effect from the Accutane, and it made it look like I was like a cokehead in the back, like
Such an authentic
Yeah, it
performance.
was a really
Yeah, it was
good
all
Elvis
thing.
impression.
Yeah.
a junior in high school, and I come out like nose bleeding, like, oh, he's already doing coke.
He's such a method actor, this Michael Barkley.
Meth.
A meth actor, they called me.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when you're a teen, you're supposed to, you have to dry out your face so you don't get the acne and shit. And now I'm at the age, like in your 30s, where I've actually learned I need to keep my face with natural oils on it, or it will dry out, and I start looking like a psoriasis patient on the face, like flaky as shit.
We don't want that.
It's crazy. So I have to let myself, develop its own natural juices.
So you're developing natural juices. Are you using moisturizer? Anyone have a skincare routine? No, right?
Fuck
No.
no.
I exfoliate
Dove
once
soap.
a week.
Yeah, it looks that
Exfoliating
way.
salts. No, I'm dead serious. Like,
Ooh.
yeah, you hit up the exfoliating salts. You put it on the beginning of your shower, and like by the time you get into your like halfway through your shower, it will start burning like a motherfucker. And what it does is it gets all the dead skin off, and you want to wash it off before it gets the live skin.
Now, do you do this for any reason other than do you have eczema or anything like that? Do you dry skin naturally?
It started with, if you can believe it or not, at one point in my 20s, I was a gym rat. And hydrating, taking like 2 showers every day. And I would start getting dried out from it. I thought it was maybe dehydration. Then I found out it was, you got to have some natural oils. You can't be washing your face that many times a day. And then it turned to exfoliation.
I cocoa butter my fucking cornrows a lot each day.
Well, you got to keep them moist.
Definitely the smell of blacks is the cocoa butter. But I was told by my black buddy at work that we smell like wet dogs.
I can see that.
Yeah,
Like a
I see that
mothball.
too.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, and I'm like thinking, I'm like, no. He's like, and then like the other black guy in the corner is like, you guys do. A wet dog says, what's that?
I
Like a
appreciate
bad
that,
rain
yeah.
smell?
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Like
towel, like a shower towel
Yep.
that you don't rotate enough.
When you don't
That's gotta be it.
When you don't take the clothes out of the washer and put it in the dryer quick enough.
Yes, and you have that smell, that funk.
Not quite a mildew.
Yes.
Like a mildew you can address. But
A musty,
like something you don't want.
A musty, yeah. We got Hollywood Holbrook with us.
Yeah.
Hoagie time.
I
Hoagie's
exfoliate
out
and I
there.
need natural oils on my face.
Yes, he does. He's the Hoagie's out there. I love Hollywood Holbrook.
Hollywood Holbrook.
You may know him from Delco Live
Hi.
podcast.
Hi.
What bands are you in these days?
Right now, currently, we've got my personal project, which is Hoagie. It's not even good, but I swear to God, if you could, please just go on Spotify right now and become a monthly subscriber, just so I feel really cool.
How would I spell that?
It'd be HOTCHYMOTCHY.
One word or two?
Hachi Bachi.
2 words.
Ooh.
2 words. The phrase. Do you remember the cartoon in the 90s, The Critic?
No.
It was John Lovett's fucking cartoon about him and his son. He's a TV critic, and all they did was spoof 90s movies, and he would just judge them.
I don't remember that, but I just thought of Dr. Katz. Trying to search for that in my head.
Same era. But his exclamation when he would get like all frazzled would be like, Hachi Machi. And then
Who's in this band? Guys from
this right now is me working on a bassist. We have a drummer who actually broke his wrist, which is probably the worst thing you can do when you're a drummer.
yeah, it's like
he's
literally
been out
being
of
a guitar
action
player
for
that
coming up on 7
lost their
months.
hand.
And then the rehab starts, which is fine because we decided I did like all the instruments on the album and got it out there trying to get like a little bit of a following, make people like kind of want to book shows.
Yeah.
When his wrist is good, we're good. And then of course there's Furby. Furby's me and Bridget Galloway acoustic. If you ever want like an acoustic duo act, that's us. But we also
saw you
have
guys
a full band now. It's 5 people, and we're doing everything. We're pretty much going for like the secondary cuts of the 90s and 2000s. Like you're not going to get the Backstreet Boys, but you're going to get like
Maybe like the Cranberries Linger.
yes,
Okay.
like you're not going to hear Just a Girl. You're going to hear Sunday Morning.
Yeah, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
We
No
step
Backstreet
up
Boys,
in
but
the-
maybe BB Mac.
Yes, or some Savage Garden.
Yeah, Savage Garden's great.
Yeah, pretty much we're like perfect example. Lit, you're not getting My Own Worst Enemy.
Miserable.
You're getting Miserable.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Which is one of the best songs ever.
You make me
Yeah.
come.
Our goal is like to when we play a song, you go, I remember this. I hate it, but I remember it. And by the end, you're just like, I might go download this.
I fucking hate My Own Worst Enemy.
Yeah,
That's my
exactly.
least favorite song of all time.
Exactly.
Is that the dan dan the dan dan?
Yeah.
It's bad to me, and 100% of me. I hate that song, dude.
Thank God they sing it much better than that. But
fuck them.
that's I know they played the Xfinity live
Yes.
with what's that band that does I love the cocaine.
Oh, Buck Cherry.
Buck Cherry, and I actually found out their
Pioneers of Butt
pricing.
Rock.
I found out their pricing. They were both paid $25K. So they went from like top bands in the country world maybe to 20. Well, Lit was Buck Cherry. No, they were. That was a huge song.
Buck
that was
Cherry-
worldwide.
Yeah, Buck Cherry's actually had a shockingly long career. Like Lit, like they only had their one big album and
Yeah.
have made a career off it. Buck Cherry like had an album in like '98 with I Love the Cocaine and the movies, and then they disappeared for a solid 11 or 12 years, and then came back with Crazy Bitch, and now they're everywhere again.
Crazy Bitch. That was the second one. Yeah, Crazy Bitch was
Is
huge.
their
Yeah.
frontman still alive, or is he like
He look, he
still
looks
play,
dead. He looks dead, but he's alive.
He looked dead last time I saw him, and the TLA was still there. So that just tells you how long
Yeah.
it was.
Is that Buck Cherry?
Buck
Oh,
Cherry.
yeah, I assume it's the same.
Yeah, they paid.
TLA is still there.
TLA's still there.
It's called something else now, though.
No, TLA.
You mean the
TLA.
Trocadero?
That's it.
All right.
But Xfinity Live paid him each $25,000, which
I will
thought
chug
was
this
like,
beer if you guys know the last band to play at the Troc. It's one of my favorite trivia questions.
Can you
it
give us
in.
a little hint? You got to give a hint because we don't know the answer.
All right, I'll give an obscure hint.
Was it Skeleton
It's got a-
karaoke?
No.
Oh, okay.
because I didn't even realize this till recently, till I was listening to them. Probably one of the biggest ripoffs of 9 Inch Nails of the 90s.
I don't know.
You would think somewhere more towards grunge till you really listen to them. Definitely industrial, but you wouldn't initially think industrial.
Deftones.
No. Like a little bit before the Deftones got big. It like 1996 was like their big year.
It wasn't
Helmet.
No. Like
that's
not
Filter.
Like, you are so close to Filter. Imagine minor league Filter.
Minor league
but
Filter.
probably had more hits overall than Filter.
Fucking Sponge.
No, more industrial. Filter's a really good one.
Vertical Horizon.
You're so close.
Perfect Circle.
Imagine Filter and Vertical Horizon had a crack baby.
Jesus Christ.
Presidents of the United States.
I really want to
Chug the beer. Chug the beer. Dead air.
Stabbing Westward.
That was on the tip of my tongue
Yeah.
too, because they had that one song that had the tremolo guitar. That was what was that? Their big hit.
Save yourself.
Yeah, with the trem.
And then they had Shame, and then they had what am I supposed to do? Or whatever.
Yes, Stabbing Westward. Okay, yeah.
I remember the name.
Good call. Yeah, good call with the 9 Inch Nails ripoff too.
Because I was listening to what am I supposed to do? Where the fuck the song was the other day. I'm like, my girlfriend literally said, she's like, you listen to 9 Inch Nails? I'm like, my God, kind of. Like, I didn't realize that.
When the 9 Inch Nails, when Johnny Cash did the cover of their Hurt, obviously,
Yeah.
he said like that was like the biggest like compliment of his life or something.
Oh, I believe it.
You know, it must be nice to have that much natural talent like Johnny Cash. He just opens his mouth, he does, and just talks a song, and they're like, "Wow, he's fucking genius."
Even off that album, he did the cover of Rusty Cage by Soundgarden.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It was an album of
shockingly
covers,
it was an
right?
album
Yeah.
of covers.
It was like
Yeah.
a series, like 3
It
albums.
was Rick Rubin's idea.
Yeah. I get that. I get requests for that, and they're like, "Can you play that Johnny Cash song?" And I'm like, "Ring of Fire."
Yeah.
And they're like, "No," and it ends up being like, "It's a 9 Inch Nails song, please."
But wait, are you a DJ?
He plays guitar.
Oh.
Yeah, Mike. He does acoustic gigs as well.
Who's so not? Excuse the pun. Who's so hurt that they want to hear "Hurt" by 9 Inch Nails or Johnny
It's
Cash?
like people that want Simple Man. I can't
Why?
stand that fucking like it's.
Are they upset their son's going away to Vietnam right now? Like,
Yeah, I don't like the fact
Am I a
that
DJ?
yeah, I don't like the fact that it's like I don't sing it well, but I don't even know if like I like the song too, you know.
it's annoying. It's an annoying
Yeah.
song.
I got a request the other day when I was DJing, and the girl
Sorry, I
goes.
didn't know if you DJ'd as
Look how
well.
offended he is.
The girl goes.
I
the girl,
also DJ to supplement.
the girl goes. Can you play Noel?
Yeah.
I was like, is that? I was like, I don't know what that
That's,
is. And I'm thinking it's like an R&B chick named Noel with like a new hit or whatever. Then like she walks away and she comes back. She goes, I'll find it. She comes back and she goes, it's by One Direction. She puts the phone in my face and it says Teenage Dirtbag
That's what I
by
thought it
One
was.
Direction.
Yeah.
I was
Her
like,
name
oh,
is no.
I thought it was
my
closer.
God.
Teenage Dirtbag. So somebody does
by
a cover.
One Direction.
Oh Jesus!
Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
Wow.
The one dude from One Direction actually put out a fucking
Nal Haran.
no, the
Oh,
good
the
one,
fucking,
Harry.
yeah, Harry
that
Styles.
Sign of the Times. That's great. That's
He's
a great
great.
song. Yeah, he's great.
He's got a lot of hits.
His number one hit right now that's playing at every Acme and Wawa in America right now. It's a pretty good song.
Yeah. Speaking of Wawa, Delco Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on? Like, I'm playing, right?
Oh, you're playing.
Okay.
You're playing right at, you're playing like 10-ish, like 10,
Yeah, you're.
15-ish.
What one of your bands is playing?
Furby, Electric Furby, full band. All the uncomfortable secondary hits of the 90s.
Let's talk more about Delco Day. I don't know anything about Delco
All
Day,
right.
the history.
So Delco Day, number one, with Delco Live, they're the hosts. They've been doing it since 2016. It actually began before that.
And Delco, I'm sorry to interrupt. Delco
Yeah.
Live's your podcast.
Delco Live is a internet radio show.
It's an internet radio show.
I have to legally say an internet radio show. Yes, it's a podcast, and you can find it on all the places that you can find podcasts on. But it's internet radio. We have an episode every Tuesday, and it's always just about Delaware County. We try to keep it light for the best we can. We don't really touch like serious stuff unless we really have to. And it's all just self-depreciating humor about Delaware County, but a little bit of pride in it. But we started years ago an event where we got so drunk and high that we realized that our area code is 610, which could also look like June 10th on a calendar. And we were like, holy shit, it's on a Wednesday this year. Let's like do something. So it started as actually just
You always do it on a 610.
we do it the closest
weekend
we can to 610 that makes the most sense.
Right.
So it started literally as just 3 or 4 Delco based bands playing at the Fire. And then
What, the Fire downtown?
Yeah.
Oh,
we would be
that's
like,
a great
we
spot,
basically, how there's like 80s night, 90s night. I'm like, well, we're going to have a fucking Delco night at 610.
They have like transgender night too there.
They have a lot of things there.
Not that I've been there. For that night.
Sometimes the transgender nights turn into transgender mornings if you're not, vigilant.
If you're not careful.
You're
If you're not vigilant. We can make that joke. We're drinking an Anheuser-Busch product.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Stay strong.
Stay strong, Danielle or whatever her name is.
Fuck was I going with? So anyway, it started as that, and then all of a sudden, when Delco Live kind of was getting big, we were like, we're going to take it over, and we're going to start doing it in Delaware County. And the first year under the Delco Live name is when we started counting, and that was on actual June 10th. That was a Friday, 2016. We did it at I hope this doesn't offend anyone, the world's worst bar in Upper Darby, which says a lot. It was called the Eagles Den at the time.
Yeah, the place closed.
It has been 111 different names since
Wasn't
then.
there an Eagles Den in Collingdale as well?
There was. Unrelated.
Yeah.
Unrelated?
Yeah.
Unrelated.
Such a great
This
name.
is the one on Westchester Pike, like by like Township Line and Westchester Pike.
It is
and
now-
it's like the one bar like in Delco that's never owned by Delco. It's
Used
like
to be
owned by
Beefeaters.
Northeast. They don't know anybody.
Beefeaters or something it used to be, like near
I really am trying to remember.
by the Lanark.
It's it's right between the Lanark and the old McGillicuddy's. It is now.
I know
an
exactly what
Indian
it's at.
food
Yeah,
place,
that's what I was
believe.
back in the
Cobra
day.
Beach. It's called Cobra Beach now.
Yeah.
It was the Eagles Den. It was fucking.
Back in the day, it was
It sucked.
Beefeaters. In my day, like when we were
Beefeaters.
21, and it was a great spot for underage.
Oh, I believe it.
I'm sure that's never wavered.
And the weird thing is the rumor can't sue me, was that they actually sold it trying to buy Rick's on McDade, which is also notorious for underage. And then
As long
And
as they're
gunshots.
as long as they're consistent.
it happens.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
So that was your first one.
That was our first one, and that was literally nothing more than 5 local bands and our own PA system that we used for like fucking calling bingo, cramming in there only a couple dozen people, maybe 100. The bar had no natural audience. The bar owners were rough to work with. It was always for charity. We never really gave a fuck. It was for Vesticop the first year. It's a charity run by Officer Mark Hanley in Delaware County.
Collingdale boy.
Collingdale boy. He's the kids and him work between Collingdale and Ridley. In Delaware County, part-time cops had to buy their own bulletproof vests.
Bullshit.
And those cost a lot of money, and they're also very important. So we did that, and we raised, I don't know, like $1,200, which is enough for a good bulletproof vest, and I went to go buy it for one dude or whatever. And we thought that was
pays
cool.
for one?
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
bad one's like 700, a good one's like 2,000.
Jeez.
So we did-
mid-level.
Yeah, so that was 5 bands and all that, and like
So budget cuts.
as much of a disaster as the event
Here, man.
was, the desire for people was there.
Yeah.
And so we did a second one, and the second one's when we went from 5 bands to 15 bands, 2 stages, running 12 hours, all that shit, because that was a full Saturday. And we raised double that. We raised, I don't know, 2,500, something like that. And same cause. And then the next year, if you're watching this from Delaware County, you're watching this from anywhere in the Tri-State area, there's this cool charity called Headstrong. Headstrong Foundation started in Ridley, still based in Holmes, Swarthmore, all that. They have a couple houses that they provide free housing, not like Ron McDonald where you got to sign a contract, not where there's kickbacks. They provide straight up free housing for people who have to come to the Tri-State area for cancer treatment and their families. We're very blessed in this area to have Cooper in South Jersey, DuPont in Delaware, Penn and all their subsidiaries in the city. We're very blessed to have that here. A lot of places don't have that. If you ever go by one of their houses and meet the families, they're all from places you kind of forget are on maps, like Northwest Jersey, like around like the Scranton area, like rural Texas, where it's just like there's a part in Pennsylvania that is 4 hours from New York, 4 hours from Philadelphia, and like the closest cancer treatment center is in one of those 2 places. So they come down here. It saves them $100 a night.
God's sending a message.
Yeah. So it's like hospitality, and it all started out of they had one son who died at like in his 20s of cancer when he was a great lacrosse player. They kind of grew, like we learned of them, they learned of us because they bought a house in Swarthmore and trying to convert it so 7 families could stay there. It's a nice house, no one else is buying it, and they had just one neighbor who got out of line and really didn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
It made the news. we don't really like the mass media, and we're like, we're sure the news is blowing that out of proportion. She's probably not that crazy. So we went and interviewed her, and we realized she's actually 4 times as crazy. And we're like, that's it. Not only are we not helping her, we're actually going to go help Headstrong. Made it about that for Delco Day 3 to now, and moved that to Marty McGee's that year, and it went from 1,200 to 2,500 to we're talking like 20 grand.
Now, she might have been a crazy bitch, but did she fuck so good? She was on top of it.
All I know is that someone in the background kept yelling,
Buck
"Get
Cherry
the video!
reference.
Get the video!"
So that's Delco Day 3, and this one is Delco Day 9?
8. 3, 4, 6, and 7 were at Marty McGee's. Great place.
This
great
one's at
times.
JT Brewski's.
This one has moved to JT Brewski's.
And that experience has been pleasant dealing with them, right?
JT Brewski's?
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah.
They literally, when we just even approached them, just like, hey, we're open to suggestions if anyone wants this. They called me within 5 minutes, and we sat down. They already had a whole portfolio ready.
You know what? I mean, that's great because they're very racist, their staff, and so I'm glad they're being nice to you because I'm just kidding. They're great. They're great.
I actually had a field, not a question like that at all, but I was just talking to there's this thing, the Foundation for Delaware County. I shouldn't even say that. Like they're great. They're a new upstart. They do collective fundraising for a lot of charities. But I actually sat down in their boardroom because they want to know how to virally get to Delaware County, and that's not a syphilis pun. Fun fact: Delco is leading the nation in syphilis right now.
Shut up! Really?
Yeah. But
isn't that what Al Capone died?
Yes.
He got all weird.
He was 20 years away from penicillin being then.
That's a good fact.
But
he was never made into the mafia.
Really?
He was the boss of Chicago, the outfit in Chicago. He was never formally made into the mafia.
What made him the boss then?
He was just such a badass gangster. He's like, I don't give a fuck. What are you going to do?
Yeah, your own, I guess.
Yeah.
But someone did say they're like, they were wondering how to get to the Delaware County people, and they're just like, how do you get to Chester? And I was like, I don't know. You just and I explained it as like, it's not about race. Chester's Chester. Chester's dealing with their own things. Like it's between all these towns that aren't dealing with what Chester's doing. So they're their own community in themselves, and they're working with themselves or whatever. And something about that. Then they said at Delco Day, we see that it's pretty damn Caucasian there in all these photos. And I was like, look, it ain't about that. It's because it started as a punk rock thing.
Yeah.
Go look at how the punk rock scene is.
Well,
it's not.
And you got Michael Barkley on the bill this year. It's going to change that drastically.
Right.
Well,
I was like, it's not about discrimination.
Well, exactly.
It started with a different audience.
It used to be punk rock, but you can't get any more fucking what's the word? Streamline commercialism than me in Delaware County. It's like, all right, let's just get the name that no edge whatsoever. Go play fucking Brown Eyed Girl.
I do.
What are the chances you play Brown Eyed Girl?
I won't.
No?
No. I'm gonna dip into my like punk rock, like some of the stuff that I came up on here.
$100 right now to Delco Day if you play Brown Eyed Girl.
Done. Absolutely. For
He's
charity,
a
I'll
charity
do anything.
man.
Yeah, I'm a charity guy. But yeah, I'll probably do some obscure Bruce. I play Brewski's a lot. Is it bands and acoustic acts? Like
spread throughout the day.
Spread throughout the day. Cool.
Yeah, we're doing an interesting thing this year where we always had a problem with booking people during the day. Obviously, it's kind of a dead slot to most musicians or whatever, or people would do it and then go play a night show. And they're not worried about promoting the free one. So this year, instead of booking like 6 punk bands that aren't going to bring a single person, it was actually my girlfriend came up with the idea. She deserves all this credit.
She deserms a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out Hollywood's chick.
Yeah. School of Rock.
Not they Let There Be Rock School from Ridley in Folsom.
Oh yeah. Not to be confused with the School of Rock,
which is actually another thing in like Aston or whatever.
Let There
Be Rock School is gonna play from 3 to 5, and they do every so often. They do essentially like it's their version of like a recital at Tom and Jerry's, and like they pack the place, so it's gonna be cool for them to be on like an actual bill. Play outside, man. Could you imagine if you were 14 playing?
Yeah. And there's plenty of drug dealers at Brewski's too, so they can
100%.
Because they'll get their first real taste of rock and roll.
They've played Tom and Jerry's a bunch of times, but this is a nice opportunity for them to play to a bunch of chicks getting finger banged against cars in a parking lot.
I was I was at Tom and Jerry's maybe 13 times before I realized there's toilets in the bathroom. I thought it was just sniffing sinks.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. There's certain bathrooms that you just know, like, there's always like a complimentary something left on the top.
Yeah.
But
when the baby oil comes out, it's not to pat yourself down and show your muscle. It's to keep it off the urinals.
Speaking of a good some cocaine, you had a good experience at the trophy once. I heard you got I heard you got sprayed with a.
Yeah, apparently there was
fire extinguisher.
2022 was the year of the Upper Darby area fire extinguisher wars. Man, apparently the owner, the relative of the owner of Busty's went into trophy on Halloween and sprayed up with a fire extinguisher, which, by the way, is a total pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, that soot does not come off.
Oh
easy.
my god, it's the worst.
And the contours of all the bottles, that's a big job.
Well, that's actually
job.
a big thing is you lose a lot of liquor sales on it.
Yeah, you got to toss it, right? You can't really clean it.
You have to toss it. It's toxic to drink, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm sure
Swipe
they
it
just
down.
sold it to O'Hagan's for a number, for a certain number.
But I was, I know nothing of that, knew nothing of it, and then all of a sudden on the Friday before the Super Bowl last year, the one with the Bengals and Rams one, just sitting there enjoying a nice beverage after a long weekend on a Sunday, and in comes the owner of the trophy. I'm like, oh hey dude, why you got a fire extinguisher? And boom, nuked the place.
you were there when he did it?
I was the first and fourth victim of his.
Oh.
I was telling
I would love to
Holbrook.
see that.
I was telling Holbrook he's a great guy.
There's
He's a great
footage.
guy, but he obviously overreacted.
yes.
There's footage.
What do you do in that situation? Like, what the fuck, dude?
I was just like, because it's so shocking where you're just like, this is a joke, right? This is a joke fire extinguisher. Because it's a weird texture where you're like, oh, this seems funny. It's like powder. And then all of a sudden you can't fucking breathe. And you're just like, oh, this is serious.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, get the fuck out of here. Like, people are dying. Like, it's a bar with old people. Like, they could have asthma or fucking whatever conditions. So he got roughed up by a local, taken outside, went to jail for the night.
Yeah.
And
This is all alleged, or
No,
no,
it's
I was
happened.
there.
It's happened. You didn't hear about this?
I did. I'm just trying to safety us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But he was just not having a good day that day. I still go to the trophy every so often.
I was there Thursday. I had a day time Thursday.
Yeah.
Was that your gig, Mike?
Thank you. Yeah.
I saw you there. We did. I think we did a song. We could have done 15 for all I
Yeah,
know.
you wanted
No,
to
we
play
did
like
one.
a real slow, and I'm like, I can't do it, dude. I'm like, you want to come up and sing Regulators? And you did.
I want to do a real slow.
By fucking
one.
Warren G and Nate Dogg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we killed it.
Then I was talking to Shallow the rest of the night.
Yeah. Speaking of fire
Him and his
extinguishers.
bride.
Yeah. What? So who's the big draw? Like, who's the big band for?
You.
No, I mean, like, do you have a band?
You.
Oh, sweet.
You're it.
All right.
You're
Thanks. Is Sheb playing?
Yes.
Load it too?
Or
just Paul Sheb and Friends?
I believe it's Paul Sheb and Friends.
Yeah.
I don't know if they officially. We're billing it as loaded. I think he told us to.
Yeah.
Well, that's the move, and that's
Yeah, and those Irish
if it's
guys, when those Irish guys show up, as soon as they see like music, they love it.
Yeah,
They're like
yeah.
fucking, black women to a subway. They just fucking go.
Did you see the Barstool put out a video yesterday of it was like two black ladies coming from their job. They're wearing scrubs, probably nurses or whatever, something like that. They're on the subway in New York City, and they're just like, this is a night. This is literally the biggest fear for black people. And it was them on the subway, and they're looking out the window. They were getting off work right when the Taylor Swift concert was getting.
I saw that today.
And it's
I
just
saw that
literally
today.
a mile of white pants.
They had their crop tops on, like all their like
and
Taylor
as
Swift.
soon as they open that fucking door, just all the like, the catty white chicks just jump in, pushing each other, just like I don't know what to do, phones in hands, like T Swift,
Grayson, stop! Like, dude, that was hilarious.
awesome.
That's funny, man.
I didn't see that.
So, what this year, like numbers wise, you expecting June 10th? And June 10th actually falls on a Saturday.
It falls on a Saturday this year. It's the first time that's happened in a couple
7 years.
7 years, I guess it would be.
Yeah. If my math serves.
Yeah,
me correctly,
since 2000. Yeah, okay.
And I asked this question on your podcast. You guys don't do a live pod, which I thought would be good daytime fodder.
No, because it's for a couple reasons. Number one, we don't want to oversaturate during the day.
Mm-hmm.
We actually did the last couple of years where it'd be like we'd interview bands like before they go on or something like that. At the same time, it's just like, does anyone want to hear from those people? And also, if they brought people, they're going to be at the event already.
Yeah.
Another reason is the first year we did it at Marty McGee's is the daytime can sometimes be dead. You don't want to post like, hey, going live to 0 people like right now. No one's going to go.
Yeah.
But
Fuck
then
that
by the
place,
time
yeah.
that there's, completely like too many people there, you're not going to go live and be like, come on up, it's 1:30 and there's 600 people here. I think I saw some titties. Like,
yeah.
So it's a nifty one.
I know one.
I think it
person
makes
that'll be
sense
there,
not
yeah.
to. I mean, you're already there to begin with. You use your show as a platform to hype it ahead of time.
We had hoop like some. We do like at 6:10, like on 6:10 p.m. on June 10th. We do a thing where we get little Delco flags and we write like 100 little notes on each one and hand them out. And we swear in people who are not from Delaware County as Delconians. People who have moved here, people who are just coming down, people who work here, whatever.
That's pretty good.
We sworn in people, from Bucks County, from Delaware, from fucking Italy, from Turkey. Like,
do you plan this out before? Do you find it out like there that day?
Yeah, basically when people go in, we start asking around because usually the first people to show up are like friends of friends, and that's usually 6:10 p.m. before it gets really wild.
Yeah,
so we have a good guess on who's who and whatnot.
How did you guys get the politicians to recognize you?
Because they, the first year we did it was the first year that Delco Live blew up and we went from like 1,000 people to like 20,000 people. They kind of started paying attention to us and they all wanted to use us as a platform. It's grassroots. We never paid for a single ad except for every year we pay for one Delco Day ad. All those people, all those likes, followers are real. They're all Delaware County people. When you show you a breakdown, they're not bots. So they come to us because sometimes we get episodes that have more viewers than come out and vote in Delaware County. So they kind of sucked up to us. And it was both parties. When we started, it was primarily Republican run. Now it's primarily Democrat run. It may be switching. Who knows? But they all reached out to us and we said, no politics. We're not going to fucking alienate 50% of the people no matter what. But we said, we'll talk to you about Delaware County, not your platform, not what you're going to do, like whatever. Yeah. So I have no idea how it came up, but we said, can we make this a state holiday? And the answer is yes. So this will be the 7th year in a row where it actually goes to Harrisburg, and our representatives go to the fucking Pennsylvania House of the Pennsylvania Senate and they vote on it.
Now, I thought they voted and they already declared it. I thought
it's supposed to be the first 5 years. If you do it 5 years in a row, it is there for good and you don't have to do it again. Oh, okay. Something during the pandemic happened where it's like no matter what, you have to keep doing it. So we had to stay in their good graces, and that's how they got involved. And they like to come out to Delco Day to show their face and show their super Delco. And then they come out, it's a 6:10.
Are these like the state reps and shit?
Yeah, and it's a 6:10 p.m., so they usually show up at 6:08 and leave by 6:12.
Exactly. Yeah, but the camera,
I wish I was
wearing
joking.
A fucking South Pole bubble jacket.
Yeah, exactly.
The ones on,
we're here.
The ones on like the Delaware County committees and shit, they'll stay because they were going to be there anyway. But like the other ones, they'll get the fuck out of there. They'll be like, I have to be in Harrisburg in 11 Wednesdays from now, so I gotta catch my beauty sleep.
I didn't want to be here, but I love you guys. Yeah,
I'm so uncomfortable. And it's
they all got like perfect jaw.
They're not subtle about it either way. Like half our things are jokes.
Yeah.
Like most of my like introductions of them was like making fun of them. I felt really bad. I was actually gonna make fun. Remember Mary Gay Scanlon got carjacked?
Oh yeah. Didn't she do something? No, actually. Oh no, that's Keffer. She just did something.
Oh, we're absolutely. Well, we had to. So we have to.
Barbara Keffer.
Legally, we have to go get.
She's the mayor of Upper Darby, correct? Yeah.
We had to go get a police presence, so I have to go down to Upper Darby and talk to them. Essentially, like get a glorified crossing guard or pay him. I don't know. So we had to do that while she's while she's still in rehab because I don't think she likes us. But I think the backup does.
Wow, is there a backup guy?
Likes us. What's up?
Did she had a backup when she was in rehab?
There's like a backup mayor apparently,
and she is out of rehab, and she didn't resign. She's serving out her thing, right?
Why not?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, exactly. I think nowadays in politics, not to get into politics, is that you don't have to resign for shit. Just be like, no.
Yeah,
like no,
everything changed with Trump.
You that'd be the most Delco thing.
Totally guilty of anything and just be like, nah.
No, like I think I'm one of the people.
There's
like
no laws anymore. Nothing matters anymore.
But like Clinton, he had to like go up there and apologize. All he had to do was fucking do what Trump did, and like he would have changed it then. Like, but back then people had to. I am so sorry. I apologize. Now just be like, I'm not sorry.
Yeah,
I'm your mayor.
And everyone's like, yeah, exactly.
And she was like, yeah, dude, I fucking had some white Zinfandel and I crashed into that fucking that metal barrier and I'll do it again.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And then
all right.
The whole place
people mad at me aren't patriots.
Yeah, the whole place erupts.
That was in Chester County and I took it out good on behalf of Delco.
Yeah,
like, all right.
But I heard she got her DUI in Brookhaven. What the fuck are you driving through Brookhaven?
Was it Brookhaven? I thought
that's where I got my DUI, as a matter of fact.
Brookhaven?
Yeah.
I thought it was in Trooper.
Trooper.
Yeah.
That's fucking like on Route 1 way out.
Yeah,
that's 422, like Collegeville.
Yeah, that's where I thought it was.
I thought she had it in Brookhaven.
No, Brookhaven was where the high-speed chase ended with the Cocos dude kicking the guy.
How about that? You guys covered that on
Oh,
Delco.
100%. Because I was a Cocos delivery driver for
Did
like
you know
7
him?
years.
Did you?
No.
No.
He just started 3 months ago. He said.
Big, tall drink of water.
Fucking
6'7".
unit.
I'm 6'2", and this dude's towering me. He has to be at least 7 foot tall.
Oh yeah, you met him. Like you didn't just talk about it on your site. You met him, right?
Yeah, he was guest bartending, aka just come up and say hi to him at the at that Coco's the Wednesday afterwards, and half price drinks all went to Brookhaven police and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool place down there. He's a nice dude. He's actually starting up his own. He's actually picked up this job to raise money to start his own cheesesteak place. And we threw the GoFundMe out there. I actually have to throw it out there some more because he gave us a lot of good content and shit. And like when you're monetized, like we have to give something back, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's a nice dude. Good, good head
We'll
on
put
his shoulders.
the link.
Yeah, sure.
Once you send it to me right here. Yeah.
Sure.
But what I loved about him the most, like the pizza did not move in his
That's
left hand.
the most
He
impressive part.
Yeah, like, and the guy was running fast, dude. He wasn't a little guy. He stuck his, and the pizza doesn't go anywhere. It just stays there.
Tuesday was the first time that I actually saw it with the sound on. I did not know that fucking dude who got tripped fucking ate that door.
Yeah.
It is one of the best sounds I've ever heard. I thought he just tripped and fell. I'm like, oh, I did not know he knocked himself the fuck out on the door.
Yeah. Wonder where it was coming from.
Upper Darby.
Upper Darby?
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stole that in Upper Darby. The kids are from Upper Darby, and they ended in Brookhaven, and boy, did it end.
Yeah, that's not a close drive, man. He was
Nah.
definitely joyriding that pretty far.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Brookhaven's not a place like you'd end up in just randomly.
Yeah, you got to be going.
It's a blind spot of mine.
Yeah,
I don't really know it.
Yeah, you got to be going like it's where a lot of the old warlocks and pagans live now.
Here's the only, like, I was actually just thinking, I'm like, I thought they took 95.
the armpit of
Makes no
Delco.
sense. I think they probably just stole it from, let's say, around the Eagles Den or Cawley's or Busty's or whatever, right? Take it down Route 1, just keep going down Route 1, take one of the side streets when you get down towards the mall. You can end up in the Brookhaven.
Yeah,
area
that's
back
what
there.
they did. Yeah, they definitely did that. They took they drove out to like Taikoku maybe and boomed way.
That's where I live right now.
Yeah.
Near Teikoku, yeah.
I love that place, man.
I'm like in the very, 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 very last address of Delaware County.
Like before Edgemont or
Like in where Edgemont meets like the disputed land of like Willis Townish.
okay. Yeah. Where you have that like crazy field there with the monument.
Yes.
There's this gigantic
Yeah.
there's this
Even past there, like it's tough to even like I just like to think of myself as like a pioneer from Delco trying to claim parts of Chester County, which if like by the way, Chester County, didn't know this till I moved right there. We think that Delaware County has too many towns like within a short distance. You know, it'd be like, oh, Seaking Primus, fucking Upper Darby,
Kedron,
Alden.
yeah.
You go anywhere, you go 2 blocks, it's a different town, but they all have their own personalities. Out there is like they actually have a thing called the regional police, which they call the repo. It's they're police cars that have like 10 different towns on the side because within like 65 feet you have Bradford, West Bradford, East Bradford, Goshen, West Goshen, East Goshen, fucking Willistown, Williamstown, like all this shit.
Yeah.
What's up? We go. West Goshen. Yes. And I was like, wow, that's like even crazier than Delaware County. So I realized I'm like, they are all the same town though. Like
They're just different names. Yeah.
Out here, Alden and Collingdale are not the same.
Right.
Out there, East Bradford. and
Especially
fucking
when we
West
were growing up,
Yeah.
it was
Not the
real obvious that Collingdale and Alden were different.
Alden were all the soccer kids with,
Alden
like, with
played
parents
soccer.
together.
Yeah, Alden played soccer. Collingdale played football.
Even within Ridley, like even today, Folsom is a lot different than Ridley Park. Is a lot different than Leadham. Is a lot different than Woodland.
Where you're from originally, Ridley, right?
Lansdowne.
Lansdowne.
Yeah.
And what high school?
Bonner.
Bonner. Yeah. What year were you?
05 out of high school.
05 out of high school.
Yeah.
My brother was 04. Lansdowne. I was born in Lansdowne.
Hell yeah.
I grew up I grew up in Condell, but for 3 months of my life when I was first born, Nyack Avenue.
Did a lot of growing up in those 3 months.
Yeah, I
though.
did. Yeah.
Have you been to Nyack recently?
Yeah. My dad has an apartment,
On like the
a duplex store.
near the Empire Diner part over
That
there.
we're 63. My dad still owns the duplex, so that's the place I was born in.
I knew you
And
came from money.
We came from money. Yeah. Well, the Lansdowne
Lots of
side,
property.
Yeah, a lot of property. The Lansdowne in 63. So yeah, a block or two that you hit Union. So the Empire Diner. Yeah.
I'm admitting to a crime now. So like when you get like
Nobody
out-
watches.
This is what we're
Nobody
here for.
watches.
out of when you get right out of Lansdowne into the Yaden part over there.
Yeah.
That is basically just a bunch of empty businesses that with overgrown whatever.
Oh, when you cut through there,
Just pretty much any of the ones,
Church
the Nile
Ave.
Swim Club and all that. It's just a bunch of empty, abandoned warehouses.
Mike's been a
and
lifetime
whatever.
member there.
Yeah.
The Nile Swim Club.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know how
Diving,
hard it is
swimming.
to throw away a television nowadays?
What?
You call any district, you call Upper Darby, Lansdowne, Eddystone, whatever. No one will come take your fucking television.
Really?
If you call up a dump, even recycling places like Atlas or whatever, they will not take a television. So I don't know what the statute of limitations is, but some of those businesses that just have overgrown, weeds, haven't been touched in a while, and
That's where you dump them.
you can throw a television in those and no one will ever find
So
out.
we're talking CRT TVs, not flat screen TVs.
No, the tubes.
Yeah, the big
tubes.
old guys.
Cathode ray tubes.
One time, dude, I was living in an apartment in Clifton Heights. This was like 2010, right? And I lived on the top of a duplex on Madison Avenue there, Madison and whatever. But I had one of those heavy ass TVs,
Yeah.
old ones.
Yeah.
And instead of bringing it downstairs because it's so heavy, I had
Just
no
threw it out
help.
the window.
On the second floor deck,
Yeah.
I said, yo, anybody down there? And I dropped it off and it just boom. And it sounded like an earthquake. People came, like neighbors and stuff, like thinking, I thought back. I'm like, what if there was a little kid? Right? It would have killed them. It would have killed anybody. Like it would have killed an adult. It would have killed a fucking.
The explosion, dude, the sound of those tubes
And it just
blowing
went
up is
psh
like
on the
atomic
ground.
level. Yeah.
And all the neighbors came out like, what the fuck's you doing? I'm like, I asked if anybody was down there. What if there was a kid with headphones? I'm like, good point.
Yeah. Yeah.
While we're admitting this stuff, I was in Atlantic City in like 2002.
Did they
on a
blow
bachelor
up the
party.
chicken man?
I was going to a bachelor party, and like we were at this club for a while, and I got separated from my friends, and I was trying to find my way back to where we were, and I came across this homeless man, and I fucking killed him.
Oh, it happens.
I knocked up once in Atlantic City. This is a true story. I got separated. Well, maybe I voluntarily separated from my friends, but I knocked
It's really
up.
good to get off my chest.
I knocked up at an Asian place that I thought might have been a washy wash. And it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm in like the ghetto of AC. We were at the Brigada, safe
Now it's
area.
all the ghetto.
I'm by myself, and I went in and I knocked, and I remember the cop pulled up right outside. He's like, "What are you doing, bud?" I'm like, and it's like, "Take a walk,
My
bud."
shoulder's sore,
Yeah, I'm
sir.
like, it's like, "Take a walk, bud." And I'm like, "All right." I'm like, "Whoa, that could have ended bad." So I ended up going back to the Brigada and sitting in my car.
Any sketch massage place has to be a wash.
That's
right?
what- yeah.
Like I see them in like in plain sight, not hidden. We're not talking about in the city. We're not talking about that in an alley.
If it doesn't have a sign and it's offering a massage.
Exactly.
No, even with a
for
sign,
dicks.
it'll just say like China massage,
And if it's
it'll be
still
like
lit-
right next to a Wawa, it has to be a wash.
And if
right?
it's still lit, like, and this was at my early 20s when like this was like a lot of people I knew were
I'll
doing
go
this all the
find
time.
out if need
yeah.
be.
And it was just one of those things where like I questioned myself, like this could have ended worse than it did. Like the cop was cool enough to give you like, "Hey bud, what you up to?"
Oh, not a RICO charge for fucking prostitution ring.
Or the police officer was kind enough to say, "Hey,
It ain't
what
one.
you're looking for."
It ain't one. Yeah. Go back to the Brigada where there's people like you.
Dude, it's crazy you bring that up. I got my Facebook memory came up. It was yesterday. Yesterday, so 366 days ago or whatever. I was in AC playing a show at Club Bourret or whatever. We were staying at this fucking shitty place where we go down to AC Liquors or whatever the fuck it's called. And literally a crackhead walked in, started a ruckus, had his hand on a gun, and the fucking dude behind the counter had his hand on a gun. And we're all just sitting there like, this is how we die. This is how we die.
This is it.
And
Crossfire.
Like it ended with like the crackhead leaving and like no one got shot. And then the fucking owner, Asian guy, just goes, "He in here doing that all the time." And we're like, "What? That's normal to you guys?"
If you ask me, the only way out of that situation is to have 5 armed security guards there too. More guns, more guns. Yes.
That's how you feel about schools too.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
like sometimes I'm like, like, dude, like maybe like not have the gun. He's like, no more guns.
No,
Yeah.
before you get your teaching degree, 2 semesters
That's it.
of gun and
training.
close hand-to-hand combat,
Look,
etc.
look at Scarface. Like cocaine got him into trouble, and cocaine was almost his way out of trouble at the end.
I know.
Right, that's a
exactly.
philosophy
Yes.
I have with elementary
Yes.
school teachers.
Yes.
Exactly.
More cocaine as well.
Yes.
Speaking of cocaine, did you see the Cocaine Bear, the fucking movie Cocaine
I
Bear?
got
No, but we
20
should take a
minutes
field
I
into it.
trip.
started watching, and I like it was almost as bad as that Upper Darby movie, The Last Call. Like, it's the only 2 movies I've ever watched in my life where.
What do you mean, Cocaine Bear, the Hollywood Holbrook story?
Exactly. Yeah, 40 minutes, 30 minutes in, and 40 minutes into the one, like, lost all interest. I didn't know what I was watching, and I was just doing something else.
Cocaine Bear, I made it 35 minutes in. I was just like, this is everything I wanted. Why did I want this? But I didn't finish it. Last call, though, man.
No way, you didn't like it.
Oh, we watched it methodically. I recall it well. It's kind of like where you were on 9/11. But we went out because it's filmed at all
In Pakistan, high-fiving my brethren. What?
Like we wrote down all the continuity errors and all that shit because then we went and we interviewed the guy who did it, Greg Lingo.
Yeah.
And we were
playing a
blunt
private
about
party
it.
for him. Nice guy.
Oh, a great dude. And he was extremely fucking honest about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this shit didn't fucking make sense. And I'm just like, there's like a joke where you give up on like through halfway. There's like a whole thing where the inside joke is they're going to Jersey, the shore, but they end up in like Camden to go fishing in the river. But then they're also at the fucking shore. And they're like, yeah, we filmed like 2 different angles there. And like, we kind of just didn't really figure it out.
I didn't know what you guys were
Things
talking
are
about.
so wrong with that movie.
There was a lot of hype leading up to it.
Well, maybe from the trophy, just like the
Just for
Waverly
like the
area of
dudes that
Drexel
were
Hill.
in it and stuff. And people were like, oh, it's a movie about Delco. Like,
Do you know they changed?
from the very first 5 seconds of the trailer, I was like, oh, this is like a low budget porn without the sex.
Yeah.
Like, no way this is going to be good.
Like, number one.
And I heard it
I thought
fucking
with the,
blows, dude.
One thing that is just like it's almost unexcusable is that one character's name changes through the show, and they're like, "Yeah, we filmed it out of order, and we figured this would be another name." And I was like, "What?"
It's the same person. His name's different.
Yeah, there's the one Greek chick. I was like, "Is that supposed to be Tina Fey because they're Greek and lives in Upper Darby?" It was like kind of a shout out, but I was just like, "Yeah, her name's like Tiffany in one, and then like Shaban in another." And I'm like, those aren't even Greek names. And he's just like, yeah, that's kind of why we changed
Is
it.
Tina Fey? Is she Greek?
Yeah, you ever see her real name? It's something like Christina.
No shit.
Feolakakos or some shit.
Well, one time I had to meet with the Greek mob in Upper Darby.
Here we go.
When we were doing when I was booking in Upper Darby, there was we had an issue with a guy. He owned Marathon Pizza in Drexel Hill.
Yeah.
It's right on Garrett Road.
Yeah, I
And he
actually
owed
love
a
that
lot.
place, man.
Well, we don't have to name drop someone's business. And
I don't know.
attach them to
I don't
this.
know. I don't know his name, but that's where he owned. But then I don't think he does now. But I had to go meet up with him, and my uncle knew him or whatever. So instead of big problem or whatever, I met up at 69th Street down by the police station. They had a warehouse, and I ended up going there and meeting with a couple guys from the Greek mob, and it got squashed. They gave a little bit, not the whole thing, but they knew a lot of people. I forget the guy's name. It was Papadopoulos.
I was going to say something unpronounceable.
Yeah,
Dude, you ever go to
Yeah.
Marathon Pizza?
that was the guy. Yeah,
Did you ever go have their food though?
it was pretty good, right?
I did grow up right there, and I actually only moved out again recently. It's a very creative thing. Their pizza is if you could home make a Pizza Hut pizza. If you put them next to each other, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, except for when you taste it, you'd be like, wow, this is actually a real ingredient. It's very cool that they could essentially make a Pizza Hut pizza out of real ingredients.
No, Greeks make the best pan pizza.
Right.
Greeks make the best pan pizza. Italians make the best thin crust pizza.
I love
And then
Greek pizza.
Chicago style, that's a whole other.
That's a
that's-
meal.
That's a
that
fork
thing.
and knife.
Yeah.
Right.
What's
oh my
Greek
God, that's
pizza?
lasagna.
Greek pizza is the kind that's the oily,
It's the
Collingdale
soda bread.
pizza.
It's like the soda bread.
I don't remember that.
That has the oily crust and all that.
Yeah.
It's more
Okay.
it's not a panned pizza. It's not like crust it's like
Acropolis has
Acropolis,
a traditional,
and that's
Greek
unbelievable.
pizza.
I might
Never
even
had
get it
that.
tonight. Acropolis is one of the best pizzas I've ever
Absolutely, absolutely.
had. And they have good fries, which I respect in a place.
Mozzarella cheese fries still $5.75 for a whole pan of them.
Mozzarella
they throw
cheese
them in the
fries?
oven and everything.
Where
Acropolis.
Dude, it's so good. Take time this week to get it at Acropolis.
Tonight.
So before we get out of here, Delco Day. Tell us the time, where to go, where to be.
So June 10th, Saturday, it's 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's going to be all day, all
A 12-hour event.
12-hour event. It used to be 15 bands, but because we had the Let There Be Rock School taking about 2.5 hours for that.
Fucking kids.
We're down to about 10. But it's 10 quality. You're not just gonna have Johnny
You got a
Durst
sound
off a
man?
lot ruin. Yeah, so that's actually one thing that we're gonna figure out this week is we have the equipment to do it.
This guy does sound.
We've done it before. Oh, that's good to know.
I'm just a DJ, Mike. I don't do sound
if you're not DJing,
I don't do
like,
sound.
I do have a sound guy.
I'm just a DJ.
Yeah.
I feel so bad I said that. I thought when you said someone came up to me and requested, I don't know. Because I also DJ sometimes.
No sweat.
Yeah.
We always raise money beforehand from the sponsors and whatever. We got a lot of sponsors. A lot of people are very generous already. So we're a little bit ahead of like the overhead of what we can spend on the event, and still a lot goes ahead strong. Is we are either going to do it ourselves, and we're capable of that if need be, but we're also going to possibly go down like Guitar Center or something and see if they can donate 2 major setups and a sound guy for the day.
Wow.
At like, a fair price, like a little bit of a discount, not whatever. So it would just take something that we don't have to worry about through the day, because we're going to be very busy as well. It's essentially like, to us, it's kind of like when you're at your own wedding. Yeah. It's like there's always someone asking you to do something.
So you do
enjoy the day.
Right. You do have the sound system.
We have
already.
it if need be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So.
We're just
Balls in your court, Guitar Center.
Yeah.
Are you a business of the
And just
community or
check
not?
them real quick. Blacks, Latin Americans, everyone's allowed to go?
Welcome.
Yeah.
Shockingly, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
All right, good. Yeah.
Good.
Because I wouldn't.
I would. They let them all vote nowadays too.
I would not play if if Blacks Latin American. That's my thing. Like, I'd let that be everywhere I play.
Mike's
the
a unifying force.
The trophy, Brewskis.
Even if you're super
39
trans,
North, I go in right away. I'm like, if you're super trans,
Bud Light is an official sponsor.
Get the fuck out of here, Bud Light.
Yeah. Bud Light is an official sponsor, and they're actually very generous with their donation too.
Hoagie time. Hoagie's out there. Hollywood Holbrook. Thank you very much, man, for coming. 6:10, Delco Day.
JT Brewski's 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. If you got a wedding to go to during the day, come by afterwards. If you got a concert to go to at night, come by beforehand.
How flexible is that?
It's literally, you got no excuse. Like, literally, I've literally said no to people's weddings for missing this fucking event. It all goes to Headstrong. Trust, like, our goal is to raise, God, hopefully double what we normally do.
And to praise God.
Support Headstrong, get some strong head.
Yeah.
See your boy Money Mike.
Yes, I'll be playing about 10 o'clock, right? Also, Delco Live. He's been a podcaster in the game forever. Yeah, make sure you check them out.
Just one thing.
So for our 3 fans out there that might not know Delco Live already, where can they check you out?
Delco Live you can find on Facebook. That's our main thing. Instagram is up there. YouTube, all the Spotify's, the Apple Music's, all that stuff. It's a podcast about Delaware County, all jokingly. If you're wondering if you've seen our name before, yes, we're the assholes who did the March Madness bracket of all the Delaware County towns and did all that.
That was great.
And that was the last time we were relevant.
That was
and
great.
now we're hanging on to it with this one fictional holiday.
Perfect.
Hang on by a thread, baby. Hollywood Holbrook, thank you very much.